Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Mr. Prime Real Estate, Ric Davis.
And I'm your host, the Texas Real Estate King, LarryWBrooks.
Every week, the King and I will provide you exclusive access to our network of lenders, investors, and real estate professionals from both the commercial and residential real estate sectors.
Now, are you millionaire minded? Or maybe you're a millionaire in the making. Make sure that you subscribe so you can get connected to the network. And always remember, the Prime Real Estate Network, where millionaires are in the making.
Create wealth for generations. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this week, just like it is every Thursday. I want to thank every member of our audience for tuning in. First things first, man, if you're checking us out for the first time, visit the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. Hit the subscribe, like, and share button. Leave a comment on today's episode, and you'll be entered into the Prime Real Estate Network monthly drawing. Big, huge shout out to the Texas Real Estate King, man. He's out on assignment this week, but we look forward to having him back in the saddle with us next Thursday. Big, huge shout out to everybody at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. It's been great working with you all. Please tap into the Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm Instagram page and keep up to date and tap in with the latest and greatest at BND TV. Man, it's great to be here. We have a really exciting episode planned. Today's episode is Business Building 101, how to turn your passion for business into a profit real estate brand. Look, today's guest, she is a dynamic speaker. She is an expert marketer, but also most importantly, she is one of the most successful real estate agents here in the greater Houston area. It's a pleasure to have her sitting in with us. I look forward to hearing her expertise that she shares with us on today's show. And without any further ado, I'd like to introduce this week's guest, Miss LaTonya Lotts. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
Hey, man, thank you so much for tapping in with us, man. Your energy is infectious. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I was really excited when we were able to gain your commitment to sit in with us this week, because with this being almost the end of the first month of the year 2023, I wanted to make sure the members of our audience had the opportunity to sit in on a conversation between me and someone like yourself, because you have truly turned a passion for public service, your passion for giving, your passion for networking to a highly successful and profitable real estate business. And I think so often, especially when we start a new year, there's so many New Year's resolutions. People have so many things that they want to add to their business portfolio. They want to expand their brand. But I think hearing from someone like you who has so much passion for service, I think it can give everyone some insights into some of the things that they can do to build their business that has nothing to do with listing signs or presentations. So, Ms. Lotts, please just introduce yourself, your real estate brand, and talk to our audience a little bit about your background.
Hi, my name is LaTonya Lotts. I am a licensed realtor of 16 and a half years. I'm also a licensed mortgage loan originator. I have some other certifications, license, and degrees, but however,
Yes, ma'am.
estate is definitely my thing. I love all things real estate. Um, as you were just stating, it is a passion of mine. And when it's your passion, it does become a profit because you're doing it for the right reason. And that is to help others achieve the American dream. As they say, home ownership is the American dream. And that's what I'm here to do is help others achieve that goal in life.
You know, the great thing about having someone like yourself sitting there with us is because you've made a career out of educating those who are looking to make their first real estate purchase.
Mhm.
So, with your 16 years of experience, how often do you see common threads that keep potential homeowners from taking that initial plunge or making that initial first call to someone like yourself?
You just said the key thing, education. A lot of people that have the ideal of buying a home, they're clueless. They don't know the first thing to do. And it's so much out here on social media to sometimes it can deter someone from purchasing a home because you may look at, oh, this person purchased a huge home and this, that, and the other, or look at the market rate, people are saying this, that, and the other. So without them having the proper education and having a resourceful tool as myself, they just don't know where to begin or what to believe or what it actually takes. So that is the first step that I do to anyone that I work with. I want to educate them first. Let's not just jump out there and say, oh, you want to buy a house? Okay, let's take application, let's do this, let's look for a home. No, let's start from the beginning. Let's educate you on this purchase. Let's see why you want to do it. And not only that, I want them to be educated enough with this purchase that it is something that they're going to be able to maintain, gain, and become an investor into their own property that they're purchasing. And that way they can also, share with others or family members, and create this generational wealth from that investment.
You know, as someone, as a realtor for as long as I've been practicing, meeting and networking with so many other realtors like yourself, one of the things that I get, and I'm sure you get it a lot, is those who are curious about getting involved in real estate from a professional aspect, who are interested in maybe becoming licensed, becoming an agent. And what are some of the questions that people ask you about being a practicing real estate agent when you can tell that they're kind of like thinking about it, but don't know how far they want to take the commitment?
People always say, oh, so how's the market? So when you get that question, it's one or two things because they're interested in the market because they want to see if this is something that they're going to be able to do, or because they're considering, buying. So generally when I get that question, oh, so how's the market? And then it follows, oh, because I was thinking about getting into real estate, but I wasn't sure, how the market is, especially now because of interest rates. A lot of people are a little scared, on every end of this industry. But that is just kind of one of the questions that I know when someone asks me that, what it's going to lead up to.
You know, after you work with a client and you get to the closing table and they purchase that home and they're just over the moon because they have keys in hand, everything's closed and funded. You guys are taking your cool pictures with the sign at the title office. And I'm sure they ask you, well, Tanya, you're so great at what you do. I think I want to do it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, Ms. Lotts, when people work with someone like yourself, someone who works with me, I think the thing that they're most impressed with is the bedside manner, the amount of attention to detail that you pay, especially when it's their first time, because they require a little hand holding. But one of the things about yourself that I think is undervalued is how, regardless of your profession, you really do love working with people. You're a people person, you're a networker. So for those aspiring realtors and aspiring agents, could you just speak to how important it is to have that general passion for just investing in others, educating those, and wanting to see people do better for themselves?
Well, this is just not, when you're working with someone, they're not a transaction. You have to keep in mind that they're actual people. Don't look at it as a transaction. Don't look at it as a profit. You have to look at it for, put yourself in their shoes. You want someone to treat you and, and educate you and hold your hand and answer your questions and hear you out. So you want to do the same for your clients. And that's what I do. I am there for my clients. I make them feel like that they're the only person that exists. It doesn't matter how many other clients I'm working with, the person I'm dealing with at that moment, they're the only person. And I make them feel that warmth and understanding that they have my undivided attention. I'm not thinking about what I have to do next, the person I'm dealing with next. I'm invested in you. I'm giving you my undivided attention. I'm going to hear you out because everyone have a story, and I'm sure you have that a lot too. As with your clients, they have a story. It's always something that they just want to get off their chest, or they want to tell because it's a reason why they're making this purchase. And whatever that reason might be, I want to hear it. I want to tap into it. And I want to, make sure that they know that I understand, I'm connecting with that. And, that I'm going to put my best foot forward for them. And so that's very important in this position as a realtor. Customer service, not customer services, quality customer service is the key. Absolutely. And that's what I like to give.
Now, as far as, the real estate, the market in general, there's so many aspects.
Mm-hmm.
For the year 2023, what aspect of the business are you building on, and what are you providing as far as services and education for clients?
So I am, for 2023, is development. I'm all about generational wealth. And so I'm tapping into this real estate development side. And I'm so excited about that because investment is just one of my, that's my main piece of the pie in real estate for me, for investment, and in teaching others how to be investors. So glad you mentioned that because I just started a new entity under my real estate industry that we're going to start off with a development enterprise that we have. And we're under that enterprise, we're teaching others how to become investors, how to build that generational wealth, and let people know, like, you don't have to have $1 million in your account to make this happen, to do it. You don't have to be the richest person in the world to be an investor, to own a little piece of this pie out here in America.
The best thing about that is because with 16 years of experience, you have clients that are now in a position where they first were buying a home. Now they're able to invest.
Absolutely.
They're able to build that nest egg. So how important is it for you to maintain those lasting relationships? How do you go about reaching out and keeping those lines of communication open?
That's very important. My business is referral based. So basically, it's the person I work with yesterday and the person I may work with tomorrow, that tomorrow person came from yesterday. So that's how important it is on my referral base. That's why I want to make sure that I take care of each person that I work with, because it's a partnership. We're working together with one another. I try, my best. I can say, sometimes the follow-up do kind of slitter down, but thank goodness for social media because everyone can always see my presence. So I do try to stay in contact with my past clients as much as possible, whether that's shooting an email or text or just some type of way to let them know, like, hey, I'm here. I'm thinking about you. If you need anything, please always reach out because I'm not here just for that moment. I'm here for a lifetime with my clients. I'm here for whatever they may need.
Let's think back to when you first were initially licensed.
Mm-hmm.
The skills that you've had a chance to develop over time, were these things that you were trained from your initial broker, or did you bring these talents with you from a previous professional life that you had before you became an entrepreneur?
I've always had customer service experience. When I first started, I was just kind of out here by myself, didn't know where to go, what to do, who to contact. So I had to do a lot of research and figure it out on my own. Okay. I was with a small boutique brokerage that didn't offer training, mentorship, or anything like that. So that's why I always stress the point to new agents to make sure that you're with a brokerage that's going to offer some type of training and mentorship, because if not, you're just going to kind of be defeated. So, however, I just learned on my own. Like, you learn from your mistakes. So I made some mistakes. I learned from them, but they did help me to grow and to develop my skills even more.
It's great because now for all those new agents, it's January. We got agents who are just recently licensed November, December, who may have been licensed as of just last week. If you could give them a bit of advice from your first month in the business, for those who are in their first month in the business, what could you give them as far as a tidbit or just a gem from LaTonya as a gift to them to get them out there, break the ice, and get them comfortable just going out and presenting themselves as a real estate professional?
The most important thing is, and sorry to say this, but don't depend on your family and friends to be your initial business.
Right. Get out there. You got to get out there.
You really have to get yourself out there, and don't even depend on social media. Physically get yourself out there. The old-fashioned way, in my opinion, still works. Go knock on some doors. Go to some actual businesses. You have to put yourself out there because you are your business. You are the face of your business. Yes. No one is going to knock on your door to give you business. You have to get out there and get it. So you have to get out your comfortability. You got to get, think outside the box. Be very creative in your prospecting and go out there and get it because it's not just going to come to you.
And Tanya, there's so many of your clients, customers, people that you've met through networking, professional events, who see you in your current form. And they may undervalue the evolution that has taken place since the time you became your initial business owner to the point now where you've become a seasoned real estate professional with a brand and a company. So could you just share with our audience a little bit, what did you do before real estate? What professional positions did you hold? And what was the catalyst or the motivator that got you to say, look, I'm through doing this and I'm going to take this path a little less traveled?
I was in healthcare. I was working a 9-to-5 job, getting paid really good money. The position was very Cadillac, I'll say, because it was just easy. Mm-hmm. However, I did not feel like that I was using my skills and my abilities and my knowledge that I had. I wasn't in a position where I was actually helping others. And that's what I like to do. I like to help others. And so one day I just like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to put in my 2 weeks notice.
Oh, wow.
And I did it. It's nothing that I planned, long out for. It was none of that. My real estate business, I always say I was licensed as a realtor while I was in healthcare. And I never said that I was a part-time realtor because that was my business. So I was able to run it as a full-time agent because it's what you put into it. However, I was like, I'm just going to transition more into that full-time real estate role and just see where I can go with it. And I've been blessed since.
Oh, wow. And see, now that's interesting. So you actually went through education, testing, and became a licensed agent while you still had the full-time job in healthcare. Yeah. Now, what was it, an interview, a conversation? Who initially planted that seed in your mind that real estate was going to be the catalyst to your financial and professional success in the future?
Well, my oldest sister was going to real estate school.
Damn.
Was working on getting her real estate license. And so I was like, we all should do it. We kind of, me and my sisters, we do everything together. So it was just one of those things. I was like, I'm going to do it too. I'm going to get my real estate license. So I took some classes. My middle sister, Kim, she went and took some classes as well. And so we all kind of took the classes. However, I'm the only one that went a little step farther and gotten the actual license and start actually practicing. But I didn't even think about real estate. I was just kind of basically copying off my older sister, Lisa, because she was taking classes. I was like, I'm trying to. And that's how I got into it.
No, what's so amazing is that sometimes as brothers, sisters, fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, we don't always value or understand the influence that we have on the people around us just by being an example.
Yes.
To your point, your sister just taking that step motivated you to take a step, but now you've taken that 5 steps further and have actually built something that all members of your family can be involved in. If your sister decides that this is something that she wanted to jump back into, she has you as not only a resource, but also as a haven in a way to make sure that she can move her business forward with a brokerage or a mentorship that you didn't have the luxury of having to your earlier point.
Absolutely.
So the sister that we're speaking about, do we have any other siblings, or we have any other sisters and brothers?
Just the three of us, my oldest sister, Felicia, and my middle sister, Kim, and I'm the youngest of the three.
Ah, we got the baby online right now. Big, huge shout out to the family. Appreciate everybody for tapping in with us. So, Ms. LaTonya, when you think back to your childhood with you and your two older sisters, were there any members of your family, church group, or your close personal familial circle that were entrepreneurs or business owners that may have been like a catalyst, an inspiration, or like a beacon of like that this can be your life, you can have your own, and you can take it as far as you want to take your business?
Yes, actually my parents. And the funny thing is that they didn't even realize that they were entrepreneurs. They just knew, like my late father, he definitely was like the biggest hustler there was when it came out to being an entrepreneur and, starting his own contracting business. And the funny thing is about it, like I said, they didn't realize what they were doing. But my dad, one thing about it, he said he was not about to work for nobody. So he went out and he made it happen. And we never seen our parents clocking in. Like they was always available because they were entrepreneurs, especially my dad, being a contractor. So he was the one like really like always there. So like sometimes we can be at home and he'll pop up before you know. It's like, man, you ain't on the clock nowhere. And he was like, I got my own thing going. But because of their education and knowledge, that they didn't realize what they were doing and what they were showing us, as well as my mom, she was a private duty home nurse. And in her mind, she didn't realize that she was an entrepreneur, because she was out here getting these contracts and these jobs and, working and providing health care, to the elderly and not realizing that, hey, you're running a business. So, just seeing my parents, having their own, doing their own thing, because like I said, they didn't know that they were running the business. They didn't know they were entrepreneurs. But what we saw in them, we realized growing up, like, hey, that's what that was. They didn't work for nobody. So, hey, I kind of want to do the same thing. It's okay to work for somebody. I'm not saying that it's not, but just saying that my parents kind of had that freedom of life, by being an entrepreneur and always being there for us, because they didn't have to be the parents that was at work all night or had to miss this or miss that, because they had the freedom of their schedule of entrepreneurship. And that's what kind of really stuck with me when I seen that. I kind of want to have that freedom of life as well, now that I'm a mother.
No, and let's think about it as we pay that gift forward to the next generation. Are there younger people, your kids, nieces, nephews, younger cousins that come to you and say, Tonya, could you tell me a little bit about real estate? Is this something I can get into? So do you get that as the new example? You'll be surprised how many of these kids watch you every day, because my daughter watches the show and she just loves to see vibrant ladies who own companies and do business things talking about it. So do you get that a lot from your family or the new generation in your family?
I do, and it's so inspiring that they are really looking and they're watching. So my nephew, he is, into investment. He's 22 years old. He just purchased his first investment property. Of course, yes, I was such a proud aunt, being able to help him along that deal with the transactions, from the getting funded and just all that type of stuff. It was amazing. Also with my son, he'll be graduating in May. And so he told me, he's like, you know what? I want to get into real estate. Of course, he's going to try to do it at a higher level, which, hey, that's what you're supposed to do. So he's actually going to go to school to get a degree in, business and a minor in real estate. And, just kind of take it on a different whole nother level. He got his whole mindset of what he want to do. But of course, business is definitely going to be a part of it. I love the fact that the entrepreneurship mindset is so instilled in the children, because my daughter, she is also in like behavioral health. She works with children that's autistic.
Mhm.
So she's working on her degree, but her ultimate goal is to open up her own practice alongside with my cousins. They're all in that same field, as
Mhm.
well as my niece. Everybody is looking to like, hey, we make sure our credit good, we getting our money right, because we're going to be investing in something. We're going to be entrepreneurs, and so I just love that about the family.
Look and see, when you no, seriously, when you sit down and you thank everyone, you're so thankful for all the successes you've had, your health, your wealth, your family. How gratifying is it to know that those sacrifices that you make as an entrepreneur, outside of the benefit to your family, outside of the benefit to your clients, but you see that ray of energy and hope emanating out to that next generation, you can actually see them putting that stuff into practice. Like, how does that just make you feel?
It feels good because I know what they're seeing now in the path that I'm laying out for them now, that it's only going to be even greater and better ahead, because as time change, resources and things are different. So it's going to be better. If you take a look at what your ancestors set aside, from years ago. I was just looking at some records. My great grandmother owned 20 acres of land. So I'm more than sure she did not know what she was doing those many, many years ago, but that's something that she set out for her family. And so that's kind of like the path here. We're setting out a path, to continue on with this generation, and they're just going to take it even further than, what I've started with them. And I'm so excited about that.
I mean, your energy, your passion, your enthusiasm is infectious. So I can understand how all the members of your family gravitate towards it and want to get involved in real estate.
Yeah.
But for the members of our audience who feel that same gravitational pull towards Miss LaTonya Lotts, how, when, where will their next opportunity be to meet, greet, and interact with Miss LaTonya Lotts in person? Is there anything that you're spearheading or heading up in the upcoming months?
Yes. So, well, this Sunday, I'm a part of an amazing group called Mom Boss. It is powered by lots of motivation. And so this Sunday, we're going to be having one of our monthly meetings where that we just kind of network with one another, other mom bosses that are entrepreneurs, that we just kind of basically uplift each other, motivate each other, and be a resourceful tool for one another. So that will be this Sunday, January, I think what's that, the 29th, 28th, from 1 to 3. So you can reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook for more information. Also, my new company that we have, Lots of Enterprise and Holdings, we will be having an investment group meeting coming up soon next month. I don't have the exact date set up, but this will be a hybrid meeting. It will be in person and online. So we're very excited about that because we just want to build generational wealth, not just with our family, but others as well. So I cannot wait for that meeting to come.
I want to urge everyone and invite everyone in the audience, take out your cell phone, go to Instagram, follow Miss LaTonya Lotts at LaTonya_Lotts on IG. Tap in, follow, be a part of the movement. I have this final question for you, and I want to thank you in advance for sitting down with us, man. I promised you I wouldn't keep you too long, and I know how it is on a Thursday, so thank you very much. Do you have a final message for our audience? It could be to the young people. It could be to those potential buyers, those renters that are nervous about getting involved. Do you have a final overarching message for those in our audience right now, Ms. Lotts?
I do. Those that are looking to become entrepreneurs, don't do it because you figure you're looking at somebody else on social media and you're like, oh, that's where the money is at, or they getting money. Do it because that's your actual passion. Turn your passion into a profit. And when you do it based on because that's what you love and that's what you endure, then you would definitely be successful. Also, if there's something in life that you want to do, don't let anyone hold you back from it. Move forward, go with your gut feeling, because everybody does not see your vision. Your vision is your vision, and someone may not see or understand your vision. So never let anyone deter you from that.
Thank you so much. Once again, if you ever have anything going, myself, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, we would love to support it. Just please keep us in the fold. Let us know what's going on. You have a seat here with me anytime. I'd love to have you back as a co-host. So please stay in touch. Don't be a stranger. And I want to thank you so much for brightening up the show this week.
Thank you so much, Rick. And also thank you, Larry, in your absence.
Thank you so much. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, you have a good one. Thank you.
You too. Man, that was a great interview, man. I want to give a big, huge shout out to Miss LaTonya Lotts. She was great. I hope everyone in the audience could benefit from her expertise and experience that she shared with everyone this week. Big, huge shout out to the Texas Real Estate King, man. You done yourself as always, man, bringing the fire guests that have the ultimate as far as insight, expertise. Big, huge shout out to everybody at the Prime Real Estate Network family. I'd be remiss if I didn't invite everyone to check out the new and updated Prime Real Estate Network store on the spring. We have t-shirts, cell phone cases, all that kind of cool accessories and swag for those that follow the Prime Real Estate Network and would like to support. Big, huge shout out to everybody over at our Facebook page. Follow, like, and all that great stuff, man. Until next Thursday, everyone in the audience, if you need me, I'm just a text, email, DM, or IG message away. Please visit us this weekend at our open houses at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm at 2118 Melanie Park Drive. And until next week, everyone in our audience, please be safe and be blessed.